What's up, YouTube? It's ArtisanMc, and today I'm going to react to What If Episode 8. What If Ultron won? This was a fun episode. This had a lot of action in it and enough WTF moments to shake a stick at for the whole series. Now, I will say the first thing that gets me about seeing this episode is that I don't think they know how the Infinity Stones work. It's just what it is. So, with the Infinity Stones, somebody could be powerful enough to take on a Watcher. Okay, yeah, I'll agree with that. But this is the part where I think they're getting tripped up on this. Throughout the What If series, the whole premise of the What If series is that you are watching events taking place in different universes. Not just within our universe or a different galaxy, a different universe. Parallel or split off, whatever you want to think of it as. So think of it as a room in one big house, but the events that you're witnessing are happening in the living room while you're sitting in your bedroom. Okay? Now, the power you have in your bedroom is not the same power that you have in the living room. Even though in the sense of time, it's all within the same house. Different. Okay? Different. Now, that's kind of how Infinity Stones work. Infinity Stones, at least in the comic books, are only supposed to be useful in the universe that they come from. So say you have a set of Infinity Stones in your bedroom, they don't work in the living room because the living room has its own Infinity Stones. Right? Now, even in the MCU, thanks to Disney Plus and the Loki show, they've established that outside of different universes, the Infinity Stones are just worthless rocks. Okay? Outside of their respective universe, they are worthless. Paperweights. Right? Now, the problem with this in this show is that you have Ultron obtaining Infinity Stones in his universe. Okay? Within his universe. Thanos shows up, cuts that boy in half, takes the Infinity Stones. Okay, all well and good. He wreaks havoc within his universe. Also, all well and good. But once he discovers the Watcher and goes where the Watcher is, which is, say, the in-between of universes, and crosses over into another universe, those Infinity Stones should have no power after that. He's done. Now he is just base form strong with his synthesoid body. He would have no other power. They're done. So I think this is where the creators of the show didn't really understand how that whole Infinity Stone thing works. And we're just playing it kind of fast and loose. It's something they wanted to see, but doesn't really have a factual basis on how it could actually work. Now, beyond that, the fight was cool. The fight was really cool. The setup was cool. What if Ultron won? Okay, cool. What if Ultron won? I've read Age of Ultron, so it's a fun story for the most part. But seeing it animated, in a sense, okay, that's kind of fun. Now you get the whole Hawkeye with one arm thing, which is like, yeah, that's fucked up to do to an archer. You only have Hawkeye and Black Widow still surviving after Ultron, creates his synthesoid body and kills all the rest of the Avengers. Oh, that shit happens. It's surreal. It's for real. So everybody else is wiped out. Now, I don't necessarily have a problem with that. The only problem within this episode, outside of the stones working, if I suspend that disbelief there, okay, the stones are working, it's just what it is. The next problem comes in with Black Widow and Clint. Now, at a point, they're in a Russian archive, and Black Widow and Hawkeye are looking for the files, and the Watcher is there trying to hope that Clint finds his file. Now, this is very on-the-nose feminism that you knew was going to happen the moment that Clint breaks down. He's tired. He's tired of doing this. And although his hand is on the box and he pulls the box out, that would possibly save the day. Oh, I just don't want to do this. I just don't want to. I'm tired. And it's up to the female to go in the box and pull out the thing that's needed to help them out of his box. Okay, that's set up bullshit. Okay, it's set up freaking bullshit. Because in the real world, it'd be the chick that'd be tired of looking through all them damn folders. World or not. It's mundane drudgery. Just saying. Now, be that as it may, it is what it is. Like, you're not surprised about that at all. The next part goes into Ultravision actually, or Infovision, it could be. Ultravision going out there and actually taking on the rest of the universe. And you get to see him taking on basically different groups of people, but different scenes from other MCU movies, which is kind of cool. Till he rolls up on Xandar. Now, him rolling up on Xandar is great. That's from the first Guardians movie, not that big of a deal. But the problem comes in for me when somebody shows up to protect Xandar, so to speak. And the person that shows up is once again Captain Marvel. Now, I've said this many times, and I'll say it again. I don't mind Captain Marvel as a character. Don't. Kind of like Captain Marvel as a character. I don't like this MCU version of Captain Marvel and how they use her. And something I have said before that highlighted it in this episode, that Captain Marvel shows up to defend Xandar. Well, if you're a comic book reader, you know that would not happen. Because who shows up to defend Xandar? Nova. And who in the comics is the most powerful Nova? Richard Rider from Earth. Now, I told you guys before that watching this Captain Marvel movie in the MCU only made me want Nova. That's all they've done. All they did was transplant Nova's powers onto Captain Marvel to make her something. Okay? Outside of any energy absorption, which Nova has the ability to do. That's how she's acting like. So if you were attacking Xandar, you wouldn't contend with Captain Marvel because she'd be off in Kree space with that dying regime. Okay? You'd be fighting a Nova Prime Centurion, Richard Rider. But since they kind of scuttled Richard Rider in the MCU and gave you Captain Marvel with all his powers and abilities, this is what you get. Which is kind of an insult for me because Nova is one of my favorite characters. Underrated as he may be, he's one of my favorite characters. So, fair enough, they got Captain Marvel showing up defending Xandar. And once again showing that about as much as she is good for is Energizer Bunny and some shit, which is just running at a high rate of speed in one direction and punching on people when they're supposed to just go down from her because she's so powerful and so mighty. Alright. Whatever. So she gets her shine, and I will point this out, and I'm sure the angry man saw this. If he watched this episode, he saw this. Thanos showed up in this, and this is how Ultravision gets the rest of the Infinity Stones. Thanos is cut in half, and that's the end of it. 1.2 seconds. Captain Marvel is beating this dude into the center of Xandar for about a minute or so and trying to choke him out. Captain Marvel is not stronger than Thanos. She is not. Empowered by some energy out of one stone or not, she is not more powerful than fucking Thanos. And this is one of the major reasons I say that they have swapped Nova's abilities in onto this MCU version of Captain Marvel, because Nova would fight Thanos and not win. She can't beat him like that. So, to me, this is one of the other grown moments in this shit. It's like, oh shit, here we go. The most powerful person has to be this chick again. Look, just give me my Nova and stop screwing around with me, Kevin. So, beyond that, you get to see the rest of this episode go on, and you get something really interesting that happens that most people don't actually see. If you don't read comics, you haven't seen it before, and you don't really know. Is that the Watchers are really powerful. And not powerful just in the sense that they can see, multiple universes and whatnot. They are strong beings in the universe. This is like a benefit to you that they chose not to be involved, because if they would be involved, you wouldn't have anything to do about it. Couldn't do shit about it. So you get to see Ultron actually, or Ultravision actually, going after Uatu, and Uatu beasting up, putting on his Watcher armor, and doing battle with his energies against Ultron. Now, this is really cool to see for me, animated, to see Uatu going in, because I've always liked Uatu. Uatu was always fun to me. That this massively powerful character, and in some senses, because of his oath, he is hamstrung to do something about what he sees, even though he can. And if you read comics, this is kind of the fun of Uatu, because Uatu sometimes gets involved. He's not supposed to, but sometimes the little big head motherfucker, gets involved in some stuff, right? And this is what you see. Because the fight comes to him, he has to fight, and he starts pulling out his power on this Ultron. And you see the Ultron is, hitting him and stuff like that, but it's not really doing much damage to him. It's almost like he's trying not to fight this thing. But he can block, he can defend, he can put a whooping on this thing, but he's not taking much damage. That was kind of cool for me. It was cool to see the Watcher doing that. Which leads to the real twist, not the real twist of this show. It's not really a twist if you've been watching the series. You get it. But you get him retreating and popping up on Doctor Strange Superior, or the Superior Doctor Strange, however you want to call him. Dark Strange. I don't care. Whatever you want to call him, right? I call it what he was named, Superior Doctor Strange. Which you see the initial creation of the multiversal Avengers. That he is now getting a band back together, and he starts with the Superior Doctor Strange. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now, this is a 2-part episode because it leaves with a cliffhanger, but it's going to continue in the next episode, which is fine. It's all well and good. I enjoyed it. Right? But it shows you the lengths that the Watcher has had to go to with Ultron gaining this much power and this ability. And you see Ultron setting up stakes in the Watcher's, in between space and not leaving. Okay, so for me, it was a lot of action in this episode, a lot of WTF moments, and a lot of stuff that was just, eye candy and kind of, awe-inspiring, which was fun, which is what I watch stuff like this for. So I'm good with that. So my little view on episode 8, just to end this short, was good. I liked it. Really liked it. Outside of that thing with the Infinity Stones working everywhere, it was fine. Even the two little, chick moments. It is what it is. You knew what you were getting. Like I said, the wave is coming. Just put your nose plugs in and put on your goggles, okay? And keep your mouth closed. You won't swallow the shit. So that's it for me. It's about 15 minutes in. I've got to get back to work. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
I saw, I conquered, I'm bald. Yeah. I came, I saw, I conquered, I'm bald. Yeah. Yo, he said get him, so I got him all.